let's race to the bank. Pull up to the crib with a gate. Diamonds do what I can say.
I'll crush you! Special technique. SnowBunny Appears.
All this and more coming up next on BLarnell and the Mashes. Hey yo, run my intro.
Huh? I don't wanna fall, rather just ball. I feel like a dog. Fuck her once and don't call. She won't get a call back. No, she want my rags. Little bitch, get back. No, we ain't cool like that. She wanna eat off my plate. Fuck her.
Before we get into the story, you must know the true nature of this world. There are humans and the curses that torment them. Amongst the black community are exemplars of the culture, individuals so self-assured in themselves that they've gained the ability to manipulate and expel cursed energy. These black king and queen sorcerers use their powers to cast out the evil spirits that would terrorize the homies and protect their fellow kinfolk from the dangers of these spirits. The most dastardly of which is the SnowBunny, a spirit so malignant and seductively parasitic that it drains its black male victims of everything they have until there's nothing left but a hollow, coonish caricature of who they once were. Unfortunately, I would know. Back in high school, after being ridiculed by my fellow black women for talking and acting white and liking weird stuff like anime, the hatred that festered in my heart called forth the spirit of a SnowBunny. As it possessed me, I cast off any love or affection for these so-called black queens and vowed that if all you broads see is a white boy, then so be it, I'll show you white. If my own kind wouldn't accept me, I would find the loving embrace of the cold, privilege-tipped fingers of the white woman. And as I stayed lost in the snow blankets of white, it was one day where I encountered an actual black queen that would change everything.
Obvious SnowBunny possession. Alright, let's make this quick. Hey, you down the hall, I need to talk to you.
What do you want, you black bop? Come to ridicule and belittle me? Well, I don't have the time for it. So how about you get you and your nappy weave out of my face?
You dare expel me from my host! Do you have any idea who you're dealing with? The type of raw chaotic power that I'm made of! I'm a special grade cursed SnowBunny, and you have the nerve to step to me!
Yeah, if you could cut all the yap, that'd be great. I got a question I want to ask your host, so let's get this over with.
You arrogant little...
You know, for such a big SnowBunny, it's insane how weak you actually are.
What the hell? No way! She blasted my arm off with barely any effort. What kind of freak is she? She isn't just some random black bob. Could it be she's actually a black queen? Doesn't matter! I'll crush you! Special technique. SnowBunny Appears. What? No! I'm fading away! At this rate, I'll be exorcised! She's the real deal! An actual Black Queen sorcerer! Quick, I have to repossess my host! Then I'll have enough power to end her! There you are! Give me back your body, you black nut!
Time to pack you up!
And as I came to my senses, she looked over at me and said, "That's a dope Naruto shirt. Where'd you get it?" And I just become shocked and I stutter out, you like anime? And she responds to my bewilderment by saying, "Yeah, I love anime. I just got done watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Never saw the original, but with how great Brotherhood was, do I really need to?" And for the first time since arriving in that damned high school, did I actually feel a sense of kinship and warmth from a black woman. She didn't want me to appeal to a stereotype and accepted me, anime and all. And as we bonded, I realized all the girls that were playing me weren't assholes because they were black. They were assholes because they were assholes. By getting upset about them mocking me for not fitting a stereotype, I began doing the same, unfairly expecting all black women to act like that. I was foolish. But now I was free, and I saw the error of my ways. There's nothing wrong with loving who you love, But loving a type of someone because you want to put down another type of someone ain't it. And with this truth, I told myself that not only would I never allow myself to be consumed by such misguided hatred, I'd never let anyone else I care about share the same fate. Drinking, I don't do it. Smoking, I don't blow it. At my current years of age, I've still not indulged in the devil's lettuce or taken a sip of that unholy tonic that'll turn a church girl into a twerk girl. I have no problem with drinking or smoking. It's just not my thing. I got a lot of vices and these ain't one of them. Now this doesn't mean I don't enjoy partying, however. Ever since high school till now, when I go to parties, I bring Minute Maid fruit juice with me in my backpack to turn up on my own supply. I'm even so extra where I coordinate the flavors with what I'm wearing. Purple polo, got that lean mean purple grape. Red Vans with that strawberry good. And when I'm in the rotation circle with my people, I don't puff pass, but I just pass. The three big reasons why I don't indulge is, one, that kush stink. Okay, most of you niggas is nose blind at this point, but that loud smell like 5 cans to bounce that ass. I get nauseous. 2, I don't like not being in control of my mental faculties, alright? My mind is already tumultuous enough to begin with. I don't need anything else skewing my mental because I'm already getting jumped by ADHD and manic depression and that bitch daily. And 3, which is the most important, I just like to be sober at parties. The reason is you get to clearly see the stupid dumb shit people do. Just a good old round of people watching. Being at drunk parties sober is like watching National Geographic. Just getting to see the white drunken thirsty thoticus perform her mating dance to lure in the nonchalanticus dreadheadicus. Like, it amazes me how persistent people are to get fucked up. Like, the one time, I was on my way to a party with friends and we saw 3 girls walking on the sidewalk to what I assume was their own party. Now, this isn't impressive in and of itself, but let me tell you, it was typical weather for the backwoods eldritch horror of a state that I'm stuck in, meaning it was whatever Mother Nature's weather playlist ended up on after she hit shuffle on that bitch. Meaning it was like 2 degrees with snow blowing everywhere, and these girls had on short, skimpy dresses with ass cheeks blowing in the wind. Like, these bras looked like March of the Penguins, snow covered looking like a bunch of thoughtsicles. But hey, I'm sure they turned up at whatever party they ended up going to. Hey, but now, not everyone at a drunk party is fun to be around. There are those special cases where the drunker someone is, the more problematic they become, such as the following. Now, one night, I'm just chilling in my dorm room playing Crackpot late at night. Now, for the uninitiated, Crackpot is a game I'd play whenever I couldn't fall asleep and my roommate was in my room. See, my roommate had a proclivity to fall asleep with his bare ass crack showing towards my side of the room. Now, most people would be like, hey yo bro, cover that ass crack up, my G, ain't nobody trying to see all that. Your full moon got me turning into a wet nigga over here. But then I thought about it and I was like, now that would be stupid. I can have fun with this. So Crackpot would consist of me chucking random shit I found, things no bigger than a quarter, into my roommate's ass crack. 5 points if I hit a cheek, 10 points if I got it right in his ass crack. And look, I know I invented this game, and I'm the only one on the leaderboard, but I'm still the greatest that has ever done it. I'm the Braun/Curry of this league. No one has ever hit the court like me. Now, while I'm doing this, I hear a knock on the door, and I'm curious as to who it could possibly be. It couldn't be any of my friends because they all sleep right now, and it's not my roommate because I'm currently shooting threes in his butt crack. So I get up and open the door, and it's just this sloppy, drunk-looking white girl dazedly staring at me, and instantly I felt it. Pure, unadulterated, unfiltered SnowBunny aura, sending chills up my spine. Let me put my anime voice on. Now, for those of you that have been possessed by a SnowBunny before, know that recovering from that experience has lasting effects. Even when it's expelled, the experience leaves a scar on your soul, with the memories of your coonish antics being forever stained on your psyche. Once you've been possessed, it makes repossession easier. That's why it's imperative to maintain a strong sense of self and surround yourself amongst fellow people of culture. As such, this constant threat of repossession allows you to see cursed spirits in all their forms, like an indicator of who or what to avoid. You can see it in the homies, in strangers, and definitely in people who are going to bring you big problems if you continue to fuck with them. Now, before I say anything, she's like, thank you, and just tries to walk into my room, and while she's approaching, right, I did a split-second Negro survival equation to gauge the situation. Now, 2 black guys, well, my roommate is mixed, so 1.5 black guys, in a dimly lit dorm room past midnight with a shit-faced white girl equals a high probability of catching a case. And just like TK, I ain't gonna beat that shit. So I pushed her ass back and said, I don't know what you want or what you think is happening, but stay out of my room. And she just looks at me and goes like, okay, pulls down her panties right in front of me, squats, and just starts pissing on my fucking doormat. And I'm just in awe. I'm fucking shook, and she's not breaking eye contact. Well, I mean, she was, but like, she had like this 1,000-yard stare just staring straight through me. She doused my doormat, my good vibes only doormat, with her homemade white girl elixir. Straight up R. Kelly in my shit. And then I started getting mad as fuck with myself, because if I had just left it alone and didn't open the door, I could have been enjoying my game of Crackpot, and my fucking good vibes only doormat wouldn't be drowning in Passagra Falls right now. Now, I didn't know what to do. Who would know what to do? Because she just kept going, but I didn't want her to keep pissing on my doormat. So I restrained myself and hit her with a lightweight, innocent, very subtle kick. And knocked her ass off my doormat. And as she just fell over, I looked over at my doormat. Used and abused. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, homie. I never wanted this to happen to you. I didn't see it coming. I couldn't stop it. You're cooked. I'm too lazy to scrub white girl juice out of you. You're so cooked. Rest now, old friend. Let your suffering finally come to an end. And as I go back into my room, still coming to grip with what the fuck just happened, I hear two other girls out in the hall. Now that dumb shit was apparently the friend of my across the hall neighbors, and they were apparently at the end of some all-night bender, and they were literally roaming the halls looking for her. When I heard them outside my dorm room, I told them, your shit-faced friend pissed on my doormat and ran somewhere down the hall. And let me just say, what shit friends? Letting their friend fucking wander around that drunk? Like, what if someone besides me opened that door and they was on some P. Diddy shit? Like, what kind of doo-doo ass friends were they, bro? And no amount of understanding was going to get over how angry I was about having to throw away my doormat. Needless to say, I had beef with those dipshits for the remainder of the year. And it's so crazy, bro, because I'd often see this broad in my hall with her friends disturbing my peace and quiet, because it'd always be something. Her arguing with hall security, arguing with an RA, being loud or obnoxious, like, bitch, you don't live here, get out of here. Pretty sure she was tricking on a water fountain at one point. And I promise you, if she met me when I was an RA, bro, it would have been foot to ass. Like, none of that bullshit happening here. Get the fuck out my dorm hall. Now, to be fair, her friends did try to apologize to me for their friend's behavior and her pissing on my doormat, you know, saying that she kept talking about having to use the bathroom, and then they lost track of her before they could get her back to their dorm room, and they basically lost sight of her, and she needed to use the bathroom, and yada yada yada. I gave the asses the cold shoulder because I was still just salty. They were like, fine, whatever, and I was like, fine, whatever. And again, the rejection of their apology is on me, but you know, I don't give a fuck. I'm petty. Some time passes. Now it's Tuesday, and I got a big ass final I ain't study for, so I'm trying to cram in every single note humanly possible to get caught up to speed so I don't absolutely flunk this shit. And as tradition, everyone else on campus is planning to go out that Thursday to turn up and disappoint their parents. Thirsty Thursdays is what the campus called it. But I'm ignoring all the early ass pregame, and I got my head down locked in studying, which I ain't want to fucking do. But I get a hit from my homie Rach, and she like, B, what up? What you doing? And I'm like, I'm just going over literally every single piece of course material that I should have did like a month ago so I don't absolutely flunk this final. And Rach was like, bad. Anyway, you want to completely disregard all that nerd shit later this week and come out with your girl this Thursday? And I'm like, hell yeah, sis. Fuck this shit. Let's turn up. And at this point, I ain't seen the homie in a hot minute because, you know, college. So I'm down. And Roch is like, yeah, you know, my roomie got her little homies from the college coming down to party with your girl. Ain't gonna hold you, be they fine shit like a motherfucker. I might be able to put you on. And I'm like, man, give me the pigs. Give me the pigs. So she sent me over some screenshots. I take a look at their Instas and I'm like, God damn, why are they so thick? You can see that shit from the front. And I'm like, is they Indian? Because they look kind of Indian. And she like, yeah, they Indian like her roommate. And they part of some pre-med, neo-med or some doctor type program. So they got brains and booty. And I'm like, man, I don't know what they got. But all I know is that Curry got some growth hormone in it. Because them gyots is gyotic. Pull up. What's wrong with they ass? She like, what you mean? I'm like, Rach, you the queen of the gays. These fine shit you would have tried to slay on sight. If you haven't, what's wrong with them? And she's like, nothing. They not into girls, and she just caught up right now. And I'm like, hold up. You got a girl? And she like, yeah. And I'm like, you 10 toes down with a biddy? And she like shit, kind of serious. And I'm like, damn, it really has been a minute, man. I've been out of the loop, man. It's gonna be good to catch up. And she like, bet. Alright, now by this point it's Wednesday and I gotta get up because I gotta go to a final study session with my study buddy Simmi. Now for those that have watched my other videos, this is around the first time I met my friend Simmi and really got cool with her. We had the same psych class, and look, I don't believe in love at first sight, or really at all. But when I first saw Simmi, my heart damn near stopped. She wasn't fine, she wasn't a baddie, she was more refined, she was just gorgeous. You know, I've mentioned before, I like BBWs, I think the flab is fab. However, my other type of woman is like the direct opposite of that. Skinny, petite girls, but they gotta have glasses, like big ass square glasses, like a whole separate pair of eyeballs glasses, like, I mean, bro, some dudes like me, hell, some dudes like me. Well, I like BBWs or girl with glasses that's petite. And she ain't wear them all the time, but enough to where I was smitten. And it wasn't just her being a cutie patootie, she was just smart as fuck. Like the way she was introspective, the way she was empathetic, I was enamored. So I made it a point to be buddy-buddy every chance I get. Eventually, we just vibed so well, we would study over class lectures before big tests and whatnot. So I meet her at the library and we start studying. Now, whole time, she dutifully going over course material and yapping. Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out how to spit game, you know? So I asked her if she's going out this Thursday, to unwind before this week is over and the big ass tests start popping up. Trying to see if she'd be down to be my +1 or my +4. She tells me, yeah, she was planning to go out with her roommate to some frat parties, and I was kind of surprised because I was like, you really don't seem like the type to be at no frat parties for real. And she's like, she's not, but her high school friends, from another campus are coming down, and she hasn't seen them in a minute, and that's what they wanted to do. And that's when something clicks and I start using my brain and I'm like, this is lining up with what Roch was telling me, but it'd be mad inappropriate, to ask her, are your two friends that are coming to campus, two Indian girls with big old fat asses unnaturally so? That'd be an easy way to turn her off. So I asked a far less insane question. I'm like, hey, is your roommate a black girl, different hairstyle every week, gay as fuck, goes by Roch? And she's like, yeah, you know her? I'm like, hell yeah, that's my big sis, that's my homie. And I'm like, how'd y'all meet? And she's like, she's my roommate. I met her doing move-in day. And I'm like, what the fuck? How has this never come up? And that's when it hit me. I've never been over to either of their dorms for real. I spent so much time turning my dorm into the chill spot. I've always hosted and never guessed it. But at this point, I'm excited because now I can double dip and have two homies for the price of one. And she asked me how me and Roch met. I'm going to tell her, but like, little does Simmi know, hell, little did Roch know at the time, me meeting Roch was at a very emotionally charged state in my life. Like, I met her in my life where I really needed somebody to be there for real. Like, all right, let me hit a flashback on y'all real quick. Now, you see, I grew up in a gated community in a suburb. We were literally one of two black families there, so throughout my whole academic and personal upbringing, I've always felt out of place. Surrounded by people that didn't look like or relate to me, just faceless strangers that I couldn't connect to. I eventually found friends, but for most of my formative years, whether in school or out, I was surrounded by bougie, uppity white people that looked down on me because I was black, all the while the black people that were around looked down on me because I wasn't black enough. Needless to say, I spent a lot of time alone, watching other kids have fun and be in groups while I just sat from afar with no one even acknowledging me. I literally did not know how to fit in. For the white kids, I was too black, and they didn't want to be friends with someone ghetto. And for the black kids, I was too white, and they didn't want to be friends with someone that's corny, leaving me in between with no one really messing with me. And I had all these eyes judging me based off of what they thought I should act like, but no one taking the time to see me for me. Eventually, this identity crisis led me to crash out. I took this anger out on the people I wanted to relate to the most, but if all my attempts at friendship of those I wanted approval from would be met with being called corny or a nerd or a white boy, then I take that rage out and become all the things they claimed I was and reject them entirely. And as I became more consumed with this cursed identity, it was one day I met a girl that changed everything. She was one of my best friends. She showed me compassion, understanding, and acceptance. And through her, I found more like-minded people. I was alone for so long, it was unreal that I found a group of people who accepted me. It was like my whole worldview changed. Black, white, it didn't matter. We were just kids that just wanted to be kids. And finally, I knew what it meant to be accepted, to be loved for who I am, faults and all. But eventually, all good things come to an end though. When we graduated, the group that built me up into who I was separated. We all went different ways, some to other colleges, some to other paths. And as I sat in the lounge on campus, I felt the despair seeping back in, the loneliness, the confusion. I had no identity for so long, and the people that built me up to who I am were no longer around. I was alone and confused on this big campus all by myself. And as I began tweaking, someone walked up to me and said, "Hey, you look lost. You need a dap?" And as I looked up at her, I was just confused, like, what are you talking about? And she's like, "Dap. And instead of a hand, because we black. Like, you just look sad. I figure you might want a dap or help or whatever." And as she was explaining herself, it just opened me up because I was just so grateful to have someone with me in that moment. And it grounded me. And it was in that moment that I realized what this warm feeling of acceptance was. It was so familiar. And ever since moving day, Roch has been my homie. It's good to know that even if I had to rediscover who I was in this next chapter of my life, I wasn't gonna have to do it alone. I, of course, didn't tell Simmi all this because, you know, trauma dumping on a video you just met is the easiest way to give her the ick, plus it's also socially inappropriate. But so I basically just said, yeah, I met her when I moved in too, and we harp about the coincidence, and I was like, you know, the more the merrier. We all about to be out here dressed up, aura on 100, out in these streets having a good time, and so in a way, in my mind, I got a date without asking. And then Simmi says originally she wasn't gonna go because it was just Roch and her girlfriend, in Simmi's words, was a mush-brain troglodyte with alcohol issues. And I'm like, Roch did mention she was seeing someone recently, and for Simmi's Disney princess self to say that, Roch's new girlfriend must fucking suck. And you know, Roch was pretty much the stud savant with a new groupie every week for the limited time I knew her for that semester, so I didn't know why she'd settle for a nuisance of someone that was annoying. And Simmi said, it's definitely the sex, because all they do in her room while she's trying to sleep is smash. And, you know, I find this funny, so I laugh, she laughs, and I'm feeling good. I'm like, all right, we about to have a great Thursday. So it's getting about that time, so I hit up Roch and Simmi, and as they prepare for our night out, we all agreed to meet up around 10. So I popped me a lemonade Minute Maid from my fridge and put it in my backpack and down my matching drip, and I'm all set to go. So to kill time, I just try to beat my high score on Crackpot. Give me something to do before I head out. However, I forgot my room door was bolted, so my friend Dakota barges in unannounced that she is one to do, and is like, "What's up, f***er? What are you up to?" And instantly I run up to the door to shush her, and I'm like, "Shut the f*** up. Can't you see that my roommate is sleeping?" And Dakota was like, "Oh, my bad. I didn't know you became so courteous and thoughtful to not disturb your roommate's beauty sleep." And I'm like, "Girl, I don't give a f*** about that beauty sleep. I need him not to awake so I can beat my score in Crackpot." And Dakota is like, "Crackpot? The fuck is that?" And so I happily explained it to her and go over all the rules, and her gremlin ass instantly clocked my type of fury and was down to participate and grabs one of my shoes and winds up to throw it towards my roommate, and I lunge in front of her like, no, Nick, what the f are you doing? You can't throw a whole ass shoe at him. And she's like, calm down, I'm not gonna miss, bro's ass is so big, it might as well have its own life bar. And I'm like, no, you dipshit, I'm not concerned about you missing, I'm concerned about you hitting and waking him up. The game states anything you throw has to be smaller than anything you can fit in the palm of your hand. And so she goes like, so you mean like your And as I recover from the unexpected blow to my ego, I clap back at her corny ass. Nah, more like one of your itty bitty teeny weeny mosquito bite booties. Oh God. And as I strike her with a counter blow, we get up in each other's face. And we both start laughing. Cause that's just the vibes of how me and Dakota fuck with each other. She the homie. Anyway, I tell her, I don't need this nigga waking up and start whining and going like, oh, you're throwing miscellaneous doodads and tomfoolery into my butt crack, oh, stop it. And honestly, I highly suspect this nigga don't wash his ass, cause what you mean you haven't realized I've been playing Django on your butt crack with random bullshit found around our room? And Dakota's like, ew, bro probably got a yeast infection so bad he's gonna start popping out Mario mushrooms. Most likely. Anyway, small handheld items like these stress balls. Got it? And as I dropped it into her hand, I could see the gremlin energy surge through her as she locked in. So now I got a player 2 and I'm just crackpotting with Dakota till it's time to head out. And she then randomly asks, so is there a specific reason you're just like Lemongrab from Adventure Time? And I'm like, same reason you look like a Timu Chloe Price from Life is Strange. It just matches. But I then explained to her that I'm going out with my homie Rach and Simmi, but I'm kind of nervous, and she's like, why? So I tell her all about Simmi, and I go on to say, like, I kind of got a crush on Simmi, and it's like she's so intelligent and so sociable and so beautiful, like it's insane to think that I'd even have a chance with her. And Dakota asks, question, does she get hit on by other guys in your psych class? And I'm like, of course she does. And Dakota's like, well, this Simmi is so pretty and gorgeous and beautiful and has all these dudes hitting on her, she probably has hella options, some that are probably way more attractive than you are. And I'm like, okay, go on. And she said she still chose you to study with despite all those other dudes hitting on her. And I'm like, go on. And Dakota's like, look, I'm not saying that that's the straight pipeline to you guys being an item, but if she had options and probably had a bunch of other dudes trying to be her study buddy and she picked you, then that's something. And she's like, have you just been being yourself when you talk to her? And I'm like, girl, being myself is the only technique that I've mastered. And she's like, then just keep doing that. That's your only option. A lot of guys who try to talk to me try to be cool and mysterious or try to be on some other BS, but it's the guys that have just been themselves that I've given a chance. And I'm like, oh, hold up, Dakota, I've never seen you with any guy before or a boyfriend. Have you ever dated any of these dudes? And she's like, of course not, they're f***ing weirdos, but they were themselves. I prefer my weirdos to be up front. It's better to be rejected for who you are than accepted for who you aren't. And I'm like, I can't tell if you're cooking right now, but this sounds like badly good, but also goodly bad advice. And she's like, look, you're not too much of an obnoxious person to be around. Be yourself, and if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. And I'm like, all right, bet. And it's getting time to head over, so I'm about to slide, and I ask, you want to come too? And she says, no, I got better things to do. And I say, like, fucking what? And she's like, minding her own business and not being around a bunch of drunk frat boys, which, you know, fair. And as she heads out, she says, try not to fumble your beautiful little Disney princess and make everyone cringe. Enjoy your night, Lemongrab. And after saying, girl, f*** you, I arrive at the homies' dorm. I call them, no answer. And as I arrive in the common room, I see 2 Indian girls all dressed up. And instantly, I was like, God damn, oh my God. Like, brother, did them pre-med, neo-med, whatever the hell med students create some super secret serum for BBLs and these 2 were their first test subjects? Because I've never seen 2 Indian girls this naturally thick in my life. So I roll up with my thirsty ass and introduce myself, and they look so disinterested, dog. And they just hit me with a hi, do we know you? And I'm like, oh, I'm BirdyTheAlmighty. I'm Simmi's friend. I'm here to meet up with you because we're all going out together. And they were just like, okay, well, Simmi's in the bathroom and we're just waiting on her. And then they just went back to being on their phones. Brother, they curved the absolute fuck out of me. Bro, they didn't care about who I was or the thirst I had. And by the conversation I was overhearing, because I was just standing there awkwardly like a wooden plank twiddling my thumbs because I didn't know what to do or say anymore at this point, they were showing each other pictures of these guys they were talking to on Tinder, and they were just like, oh my god, I love his blue eyes. Oh my god, he's so tan. Oh my god, I love his blonde hair. Me listening to this shit made it painfully obvious I was not these girls' targeted demographic. But I'm not all that concerned. I wasn't even feeling these girls on anything more than eye candy. I was just here to chop it up with Simmi. At least that's how I justify getting curved like this. And at this point, I take a seat on one of the lounge chairs and I'm just to myself going like, oh yeah, they like blue eyes and tan skin. What the f wrong with squinty eyes and brown skin? What the f? What the f, Simmi? Did she fall in the toilet? And as I'm muttering to myself, a figure walks up to me, and as I look up, I see a pure sight of beauty. Simmi was all dolled up, hair out of her bun, and she asked me, how do I look? And I'm like, how the f do I respond? Beautiful, gorgeous, divine, sexy as fuck. But I just play it cool and I go like, girl, you look great. And she says, so do you, and gives me a hug. And then she asks if I met her friends, who I'm just going to refer to as the Desi Duo. And I'm like, yeah, I met your friends, real sociable people. Speaking of which, where the fuck is Rach? And Simmi says she's still trailing behind upstairs, and asked if I could go up to see what the prob is and bring her downstairs, while Simmi stayed and chopped it up with her friends. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that, and I'm sure you'll have a riveting conversation about the most attractive members of the Aryan race. So I take a room key, and as I find their room and swipe in, I instantly realized Simmi was not bullshitting when she said Rach is constantly on some fuck girl tendencies, because I walk in and I trip over what I just assumed was a pile of clothes or something. But no, it was Rach, fully spread, just getting necked up by her girl, and Rach just looked at me and goes like, hey, what's up, Brody? Oh, me and my girlfriend, by the way. And I just go like, you motherfucker! And Rach replies with, why are you at 100 right now acting like you never walked in on some female loving before? You a bigot now? Rach, I'm not talking about your spread open meat curtains. I'm talking about that pissy sycophant that's currently tap dancing on your downstairs stage with her tongue.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
This idiot pissed on my doormat, exposed herself to me, and ruined my night of crackpot. And then the girl just hits me with the Thanos.
I don't even know who you are.
And then I start feeling kind of bad and embarrassed, but high-key gaslighted, like, is she just playing me or does she really not know me? Like, oh my god, is this the wrong person? Am I racist? Do I just think all blonde basic white girls look alike? And then I think about it, I'm like, nah, because I remember your face. You don't forget someone that just flings piss at you. And I'm like, of course you don't remember, you were drunk as fuck. Rach tells her to wait downstairs and asks me, what the fuck am I talking about? And I tell her, and she thinks it's funny. And she tells me it was an accident to keep it moving. And I tell her, Simmi even says she has drinking problems, and I've seen firsthand how fucked this chick gets. I foresee probs. And Rach says, well, her other group of friends are just bad party buddies apparently, and we gonna have 10 eyes on her, so she's gonna be good. The way she sees it, it's better that we go as a group with her than to let her roam around by herself. And then I'm just thinking to myself, you know, I'm like, one, this campus is too fucking small. Of course I'd run into Pissy Penny again, and again, that's not her name, but that's what I'm going to refer to her as, Triple P. And then two, I say to Rach, I'm sure she has other annoying problems that you've noticed, Rach, like if you're that belligerent drunk, your base personality must also be problematic as well. Why would you accept this? And Rach answers, shit, outside of what I'm allegedly saying, she ain't been problematic for shit. She's submissive, don't argue, don't judge, just be down and chillin'. I should have been dated me a white girl earlier. And then I suddenly felt a chill down my spine. That feeling of that reoccurring menacing aura. I've heard words like that iced with self-hatred before. It was so familiar it made me uncomfortable. And as I reflected on my coonish youth, I remembered the promise I made to myself about how I would never fall into this mindset ever again, nor would I let somebody that I care about fall into it as well. And as I thought about the best friend that I had that saved me from such a horrible state of existence, I realized that that was the friend that I needed to be right now in this moment. Cause this ain't happening to my big sis. We about to put a pin in this right now. And I'm like, hold up sis, what you mean by that? And she said she should have been dating white bitches. She tired of dealing with argumentative and masculine ass black bitches. And I'm like, sis, forgive me if I got my terminology mixed up. I'm not well versed with the gay. I'm an ally cause you my best friend, but you a stud. You act like a nigga, you're masculine. And she's like, yeah, so I can't be dealing with no other masculine bitches. Just gotta even out. And I'm like, I don't know if that's how that works. And Roch is like, how you gonna tell a black bitch how to interact and deal with other black bitches? Typical mansplaining, talk about shit you don't know. And I'm like, all right, chill, Jesus. But for real, sis, it was you that made me feel more comfortable in how I represent myself and understand my blackness. Where's all this shit coming from? And sis basically tells me she just been through a bad stint of biddies lately. Like the one girl she dated was argumentative, always arguing and causing problems in public. One of the girls told her she's too childish and need to grow up and stop watching shit like anime and playing video games all day. The other girl cheated on her. And the other stole her weed. And she was basically saying ever since she started dating Pissy Penny over here, she ain't never felt more relaxed and non-judging relationships. And I'm like, Roch, I feel like you might be idolizing this relationship because of the coincidental occurrences with your previous one. You can't contribute someone's bad traits to their culture. It's the person. Just take your L's with the biddies you dated and move on. Don't put this nasty broad up on a pedestal. And yeah, I'll admit, I might have been projecting my own experience and past insecurities with how I was moving on the early side of high school onto Roch. Regardless, I could empathize and understand where sis was coming from. More to the point, even if she was as happy as she said, I don't give a fuck. I really just didn't want her fucking with this annoying ass lemonade sprinkler she called a girlfriend. Like, Roch, if you ain't gonna listen to anything else, everything I'm talking about, I'm gonna wrap back around to why I'm initially pissed, no pun intended. I don't fuck with her cause she pissed on my doormat, nigga. That shit was $10, 10 whole ass dollars. I'm a broke college student. She literally pissed away 10 of my dollars and want my money back. If I roll up in your room, whip the tool out, and start pissing on all you just gonna be cool with that? And she say, nah, nigga, I beat your ass. And I'm like, precisely, nigga. So you should be glad I didn't powerbomb that bitch when she pissed on my shit. And she's like, alright, B, I hear you little bro, but let me keep it 100 with you. She hasn't pissed or ruined any of my shit. And honestly, the way she eat the kitty out is too good to drop. And I'm like, nigga, what? Apparently, Triple P is a black belt in Tongue Fu and has mastered taming that kitty. Tongue being guided by that Byakugan the way that it's able to precisely pinpoint every chakra and pleasure point. Which is why Roch got caught up and had everybody waiting. And she like, be for real, B. You ain't put up with some toxic shit because they was really rocking yo shit. And at the time of this question, I had no clue the depths of personal moral compromises I'd make to continue hitting some box. Some stories that have been told already and yet to be told, but simply put, I just said, I ain't answering that question. It's not the point. And she like, whatever, nigga. Anyway, I'm trying to go out tonight, not be up here with yo ass. Is you coming or not? And at this point, I'm just like, man, fine. You know, I'm already dressed with my gear. I'm tired of this. I don't have to go. I'm choosing to. I really could just fuck back to my dorm and shoot some threes, but I'm already here and I was invited. Like, they were already going with or without me, so it's crazy for me to just be like, hey, I don't fuck with your girl. Leave her ass in the room despite my compliance being valid. But whatever. Let's do this. So we hit the streets and I'm just following everyone else because, you know, they already discussed what house they were going to. The Desi Duo was walking in front of me and I'm not gonna hold you. I was being in 100% male. My eyes were glued on them cheeks because the shit still didn't make sense. And because I was still crushing on Simmi, you know, whenever she turned around and looked at me, I would act like I was looking at my watch or the stars or looking everywhere all around. And Roch leans over and whispers, yeah, I told you them things is thangin'. And I'm like, oh, how does your girlfriend feel about that? And she's like, stop being a sourpuss. Just because I'm tied down don't mean I can't look around. And yeah, I was still low-key irritated because, you know, Triple P is still here. Anyway, we walking up to the house, and before we get in, Roch pulls me aside and basically said, stop being a sour ass. We're here to have fun, get a positive mental attitude, and when we get in that house, we're gonna have fun and fuck it up. And I'm like, fine, you know, I hear you beggars can't be choosers because, again, I'm choosing to be here. I don't have to be here. I'm putting myself in this situation, and needless to say, when we got in that house, you know, the Desi Duo ran ahead of us, started taking pictures, but I took that backpack out, got the Minute Maid pouring, and gave everybody some shots, and we started fucking it up.
Tequila sitting on rocks, play we gon' let out some shots. Afraid of being the same, has anyone else been thinking out the box? We selling out Coca-Cola Roxy, I'm posted with gang fuck a posse. Maxes that check on deposit, watch it, they tryna block it, I ain't letting up. Baby, let's race to the bank, pull up to the crib with a gate. Diamonds do what I can say, I wouldn't be lit if I care what they think. Brody might shoot with a K, I know sis slap a bitch in the face. I make all the profit, clock it, cop it. Nothing to explain, you just ain't one of us. They ain't one of us. Trust, I know what it was, I just need a little buzz. Trust, I'm in the rose, all of a sudden. Up in the hills.
So after dancing for a bit, we split off into our groups. Rox goes off with Triple P, the Desi Duo are just lit as fuck, working on 2 guys, lucky bastards. So I'm just hovering around Simmi. We're just people watching on the couch, drinking out of my supply of lemonade, straight sober, laughing at people doing dumb shit. And we're straight vibing. But then 2 drunk ass dude bros come over to spit game to Simmi. And you know, I'm just there watching, I'm just letting it play out. You know, I'm not about to impose myself, I'm not about to act like some white knight savior for this damsel in distress.
The end has come! I'll crush you! Die!
Right, like I'm not claiming dibs like she's an object, she a grown ass girl that can do her own thing. But then she winks at me and tells him sorry, I'm with my boyfriend, and cuddles up on me, and then they just kiss and putts off. And I'm like, what? And then she looks at me and says, you're my fake boyfriend for the night. And I'm still like, what? And she's like, I've come to find out some guys don't take not interested or no as an answer when they approach me. So I found out from my friends, you know, a good tactic is to claim a fake boyfriend. You're a boy and my friend, so that's you for the night. Sometimes you just want to go out and not have some dude all in your face trying to flirt with you, you know? So, fake boyfriend? And I'm like, okay. So for the whole night, I'm Simmi's bodyguard. I'm scanning the area for potential threats, pulling a get down Mrs. President each time a boy enters within her vicinity. And look, I know I said I wasn't gonna white knight, but hey, I got hired as her fake boyfriend, alright? So I'm gonna work my 9 to 5 and put in overtime, alright? I was cock blocking like I was John Wick in that bitch. Nigga, I was moving at supersonic speeds, getting between Simmi and any vile for strap boy trying to put their filthy palms all over my fake queen. I only had so much time to react to not have her peace disturbed. Nigga, I was moving so fast, I was on some anime type shit. Skinny nigga mode activate. High metabolism boost. For Simmi the whole night, you know, we continue to vibe and get closer. So I eventually work up the nerve to be like, so fake boyfriend, that's cool and all, but you know, how about real boyfriend? And you could see it on her fucking face, bro. She had like this look, and she was just like, I appreciate it, but you know, it would just be awkward being together, but I appreciate you so much, and I'm having a great time, but let's just keep you as my fake boyfriend for the night. Nigga, my heart. So as the night goes on, Simmi and I are still vibing as I try to hide my pain of being curved to the fucking moon. Roger comes up to us, and the first thing I notice is that she is high as shit. Like, just blaze. Like, this nigga was higher than the honored one. I snap her back to reality and I'm like, Roch, the fuck you want, bro? And then she asked, you know, have we seen her girlfriend? And just by her asking me this, I got pissed off. I said, no, we've been on the couch. Where were you? And she said she stepped outside to smoke with friends for a second. While she was coming down, she realized her girl disappeared. And I'm like, have you asked the Desi Duo? And she said they didn't see her and they were still tripped up on the same dudes from before. And then Simmi goes like, isn't that her on the staircase? And as we just observe her tweaking and shaking and twerking and all that with a beer in her hand, I'm like, she looked kind of fucked up, fam. And Simmi's like, yeah, she doesn't look too good. And just as we said it, she leans over the railing and just pukes like an untapped faucet and just pours it all over this poor bastard's head. It was so fucking gross. And And as she leans over, she flips over the railing and just falls through the air and crashes onto the ping pong, beer pong, whatever pong table these dudes are playing on next to the staircase. Everyone gasped. Roch and Simmi are in shock, but bro, I was fucking dying. Like I'm trying so hard to consume my laugh because I don't want to seem like an asshole. Like everyone was concerned for safety, and I was too. But that shit was still funny as fuck to me. So I had to conceal that shit with my shirt. But then the guy just starts freaking out, screaming, "You stupid bitch!" And I went from laughing to, and the guy's like, "Who is this bitch? Who is she here with? Who knows her? Cut the music off. Who's with this bitch? I broke my fucking beer pong table." Like the whole party got hold. Like everyone was frozen. And it's crazy because my mans was more mad about the broken ping pong, beer pong, whatever table than the literal throw up that was oozing off of his dome. Like he was going through grief. Like he just lost a best friend. And a part of me is like, I can relate. So I look at Simmi, Simmi looks at me, and we look at Roch. And Roch looks like she about to say something. And so I get in front of her, I'm like, "Roch, I will literally knee you in the uterus. Shut the fuck up." And Roch is like, "Nigga, you literally think I'm about to just stand here and keep quiet while my girl laid out, while this nigga tweaking the fuck out, threatening her?" And I'm like, "Yes, nigga, I would like to think so, because this is a problem I don't want to be involved with." And then we just hear, "She's with them!" And it's one of the Desi Duo just verbally betraying us, screaming, "They all came in with her, that's her girlfriend, and she's with them." And none of this is false, but they were straight up acting like they weren't in the crew either. Like, I wish I had whatever game them dudes they were dancing with had, because them blind blue eyes must have hypnotized these hoes and straight up betraying us. Like, the Desi Duo was not trying to have their party ended, but they was throwing us to the wolves.
Oh no.
And I'm starting to have PTSD flashbacks because some similar stupid shit like this has happened to me in the past, and I'm like, I can't go anywhere with niggas, man. But also, I'm perplexed by the Desi Duo's level of hardness, because like, me, sure, Roch and her drunk ass biddy got you, but Simmi, like, that's your homegirl. Like, you just gonna hold her as well like that? Like, these hoes are not loyal. And then I start doing math equations in my mind. Like, if Triple P gets kicked out, Roch is of course going to go with her, and if Roch goes with her, Simmi's ass is going to go with them to make sure they're safe. And whether it was Roch or Simmi that left, I would have left anyway, but if they both gone, I'm super going to leave now because there's no point in me staying. And while I'm contemplating all this, Vomit Up Chuck going Chuck is like, "Get the fuck out of my house! Grab this dumb bitch! Get the fuck out right now!" And this yelling at me triggered something in my mental. It's like when you already was about to do something, then somebody tells you to do it, and now you don't want to do it no more. Like the Nick Bird should just be stubborn. Like, I was already leaving, but fuck you. I ain't like how Gooberhead was talking to me, so I was about to start popping fly. And I'm about to start talking shit, but Simmi pulls at my arm and just gives me a look, because she clearly analyzed the situation far better than I did. The two mop heads the Desi Duo was twerking on are clearly part of this frat house Vomit Up Chuck on Chuck was in, and I'm about to pop off to 4+ niggas in their own domain. Like, one of these niggas is gonna rock my shit himself. So I regained sanity and just dropped it. Long and sweet of it, we got kicked out. So we're on the sidewalk. Roch, Simmi, and I all agree it's time to call it a night. Triple P is on the sidewalk, you know, woozy as puking all over herself, and I'm just pissed off as Roch says, well, she's coming back to the dorm with Simmi and her because it's too far to walk her to her apartment right off campus, and she asks if I can help carry her back to her dorm. And I'm like, nope. She's got puke on her, and she's not my girlfriend. Plus, the last thing I want to get caught carrying in the middle of the night as a black man is a half-drunk white girl. Misunderstandings will follow. And Roch is like, "Bro, like, I don't think I can carry her because I'm still kind of faded, and you know, she kind of heavy and she can barely walk." And we get snippy at each other, and I'm like, well, maybe we could have avoided this situation if, I don't know, you listen to what the fuck I said? I told you this would happen. This broad has been all over my dorm causing fuckery. Why would tonight be any different? And Roch is like, "Chill on my girl, bro. It's the Desi Duo's fault. They snitched on our asses and got us kicked out." And Simmi's like, "Speaking of which, we should make sure they get home all right." And Roch and I are both like, "Fuck them." And Roch was like, "You trying to be Mr. Woke, all holier than thou, judging my girl cause she white, saying she a problem. What, you want me to date some black broad that don't let me be myself, that be born and judging us?" And I'm like, "No, her being white, it's really because she's a problem. I've been through what you've been through, but ignore me trying to look out for you because I care and know this broad is a problem, ain't it?" And Roch is like, "You my bro, not my daddy. I can date whoever the fuck I want and put up with whatever the fuck I want."
What?
You're mine now. That's it. Give in. Give your body to me. strong-willed for a stud, but in the end, this body now belongs to me. Such beautiful fresh air. It feels good to be in control. I'm gonna have this stud buried under skinny white girls and pogs. Snow bunnies forever, black broads never.
And in that moment, all I could do was watch as my sis was warped into the same cursed, cooned out monstrosity I used to be. She couldn't see reason at this point. She was too far deep to get my point across. I just had to let her be and succumb to this accursed state. Yeah, no, what am I talking about? I can't just give up on her. I can only imagine the type of tap dancing Negro I would have become if I didn't have homies to bring me back from the brink. Being possessed myself, I knew enough about her point of view to understand where she was at, but lacked the current strength to convince her enough to exorcise her. Then it came to me. The only thing more powerful than the destructive force of two niggas arguing is the harmony that's brought upon from them agreeing. I had to meet sis where she was at, and make her understand herself rather than try to push my own view on her. So with that mindset, I prepared myself for our final argument. I think I'm just gonna stand here while you possess my homie's body. You're dead wrong.
If you actually think you can stop me, you're even deader. Still think you can get your friend back?
Pretty goddamn certain.
You know, when I had my fist on your chest just now, I could feel clear as day that you don't have that dog in you. All that talk about getting your friend back was just you aura farming. Look at you, you're a loser!
Idiot, this fight hasn't been about me trying not to lose. It's been about buying enough time for my big homie to win.
Impossible! How? Damn it! My power is being split in half. Taking on this runt and trying to stop this bop from regaining control is taxing my energy. Why did I feel a second after attack? Impossible! She's fighting back! He's attacking the outer vessel, while she matches him band for band by attacking my inner soul.
Come on, sis. I'm putting my all into this. You're in there. Make sure you're keeping up the pace.
No way! I'm gonna be exorcised! How? How am I losing? Is this the power of having a true homie?
Hey, you look lost. Need a dab? Simmi's like, glad you're cool. Can we please take her back to the dorms now? So Simmi just put Triple P in her jacket and lets her lean on her while she walks her back. She's such a good person, I swear to God, it couldn't be me. And Rach and I said, oh, that works, and follow her. And I asked sis, you know, is we cool? And she's like, always. And I'm like, alright. And, you know, I just leave it at that. And we get back to the common area, and I'm done for the night. So I'm getting ready to head to my dorm, and I realize I couldn't find my room key. And it hits me that I must have left it at the house or the sidewalk or literally anywhere that's all the way near downtown. And I'm tired and exhausted at this point. But I'm like, my roommate, I can call him. No answer. And I can't even get to my common area without my key card. Dakota's ass wasn't even answering either. And I'm like, you useless Simmi and Raj tell me to stop freaking out about it and I can sleep in the dorm with them. And I'm super grateful and say thank you. Now up in the dorm, Simmi and Raj is, you know, getting ready, doing all their hair, getting their night attire on. I'm taking my clothes off, getting down into my t-shirt and drawers, just completely disgusted by the fact that this dirty broad is still amongst my presence. And on that note, Triple P keeps complaining about her stomach hurting. Now, of course, we all ignore her because clearly you drank too much. Raj tells her to just go to sleep and she lays down in Raj's bed and Raj lays down with her. Raj turns off the lights, you know, she getting ready to go to bed. Simmi's getting ready to go to bed. And, you know, I get down on the floor and I use my book bag as a pillow because I'd rather sleep on the floor than sleep on any type of beanbag or any type of furniture that Triple P has put her vomited ass body on. And then Simmi leans over and says, what are you doing? You're not sleeping on the floor. Get in my bed. And I'm like, oh, all right. So I did the respectful face-to-feet orientation to not give off weirdo vibes. And then Simmi says she got a text from the Desi Duo that they spent the night with the frat dudes they met. Raj says, fuck them bitches. They're gonna end up in a shipping container by morning. And I stifle my laugh because Simmi didn't find it funny. But I say to her, you know, at the same time, hey, it is what it is. You know, you might want to invest in some friends you can actually trust because them hoes ain't it. But as the night goes on, Simmi asked if I'm still awake. And I said, yeah. And she said, I just wanted you to know, you know, I didn't mean anything negative when I said it'd be awkward for you to be my boyfriend. And, you know, I perk up and I'm like, huh? And she's like, it just caught me off guard. You know, I didn't think you saw me that kind of way. And I was like, how could I not, Simmi? You're intelligent, insightful, compassionate. And if all that wasn't the case, you're just gorgeous. And she's like, thank you. It's just that she doesn't have time for a relationship. You know, she has a goal. She came to college to graduate, get her degree, go to med school, and become a doctor. She needs these things to work out and unfortunately doesn't have the time to commit to a relationship, and it'd be disrespectful to waste someone's time like that when it's not something she wants as a priority. You know, but it's good to know that when she needs a break, when she needs someone to make her laugh and feel safe, she doesn't have to worry about us being actual friends she can trust. And upon hearing this, you know, I already knew the friend zone was my forever destination at this point. But at the same time, as I just thought about everything and just started pondering to myself, friends you can trust, huh? Well, there's nothing wrong with having more of those. And so I told Simmi good night, and right back at you. And as the next day rolls in, it starts off by Simmi screaming, oh my god, that is disgusting! Simmi's loud ass scream jolts me out of bed, and as I spring up from under the cover, I instantly see what she was shocked about. Over in Raj's bed, I just see smeared shit all under her sheets and leaking out of the bed. Triple P had herself in her sleep, and I was like, oh, so her stomach, her hurt. And I'm looking over at Raj, and Raj just has this dead stone face, a face that just looks like, I can't believe, pun intended, this shit's happening. And in typical obnoxious Negro fashion, I started fucking dying, bro. This was karma. This was turd-shaped karmic retribution. And I started cracking jokes. Like, let's honor those we've lost along the way. My doormat, that dude's ping pong, beer pong, whatever pong table. And now Raj's stained bed sheets. And I'm like, you can't be mad at her, Raj. It's an accident, you know, an accident. You don't need 10 eyes to see that. Yo, girl is the avatar of bowel movements, my dude. Piss. All elements this broad can shoot. Like, look at that dookie, Raj. Look at it and accept it. This is what you get for being an enabler. You're not allowed to be mad. And Simmi, just completely disgusted, gets up to get there already. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, but meanwhile, I'm still there just fucking with Raj. And I say, anything you have to say, Rochelle? Any excuses? And she just looks at me and says, you know what, B? She don't even eat that good anyway, and just down smashes her ass right out of the bed, bro.
Yeah, man, I stole the bandwagon when I flashed my teeth. When you live it by just living in the lifestyle free. I've been 100, never 50p, IMP. Sure, I had to smack a couple bitches just to mind my chi. Getting richer, so the charger game is fine by me. Getting smarter too, play my part, ACT. I only took the bandwagon cause the game need me. Switch to sport, now I drive it like an AMG. I been to learn the curve fast, that's when hoes fall out. They be your biggest cheerleader, then they just be loud. See something happen to the streets when you this sweet. They